Dr. Naresh Gunaratnam is a local gastroenterologist from Ann Arbor who's been heavily involved with GRACE for about 10 years. And he's been sending medical students, business students, and other community members to GRACE for various projects over the years. I became involved about 2 years ago as a medical student with some of his telemedicine projects to try to provide more longitudinal, high-quality healthcare to the elders at Grace Care Center. So we partnered with the University of Michigan Business School and formed this kind of collaboration between the medical school and the business school to try to find a way to provide high-quality care in a more permanent, long-lasting type of way.
We are a group of business students at the University of Michigan Ross School of Business. Before we came here as a part of a class, we learned about challenges of delivering healthcare in emerging markets. And then we also did a little bit of research on the current health delivery system in Sri Lanka, as well as what the culture is like here.
From the moment we got here, we've been meeting with different doctors in the private and public sector and going to visit different hospitals, again, both in the private and public sector, and trying to just get information on the healthcare system, what it looks like, what are the services that are being offered, what does the cost model look like, really get a sense of the infrastructure on the ground that we could not have learned about from the States. So our team has been tasked with looking at the healthcare delivery model for elders here. Unlike in the US, there's no insurance system that covers preventative monitoring of even simple conditions like hypertension or diabetes. So we're looking at how to, within the existing infrastructure here in Sri Lanka, how to implement a system whereby elders can be monitored, which will increase the quality of care they're getting and their access to care to improve the overall health of the elder community here.
So the overall goal of this collaboration between the business school and the medical school is to utilize the healthcare infrastructure here in Trincomalee to provide long-term, high-quality care for the elders here at Grace Care Center. But to me, the really interesting thing about this collaboration and this project is the way that it developed. So in 2013, the only healthcare that Grace elders were receiving was kind of on a volunteer basis from a nurse practitioner who would come to Grace like every other Wednesday during her lunch break and provide whatever care she could. And while that was very noble on her part, it was insufficient for meeting the needs of such a large community with so many illnesses. So we developed this telemedicine intervention to try to use like a cloud-based electronic health record system and weekly Skype calls with the elders that were conducted by medical students in the US under the supervision of doctors to try to provide more consistent longitudinal care for the elders at Grace. And we really showed that we were able to improve blood pressure outcomes and reduce downstream complications, and we had a lot of success with this model. So this existing business partnership and med school partnership is building on the successful aspects of that telemedicine work to try to provide this data-driven, high-quality care for the elders at Grace Care Center and in the surrounding community.